What are the 3 best Town Hall 14 attacks to use right now? Well, let's give you 3 options that you will need to use for 3 stars here at Town Hall 14 in 2022. To start off, Town Hall 14 has it really easy with the Super Dragons. Even though they got their so-called nerf, they are still incredibly strong. Mainly, it's because they can hold their own. Typically, how you want to start this off is funneling, and what better way to funnel it by using a Sui hero? This is a really simple way to start your funnel, using your king and queen to remove a given area. You do not have to send in your Grand Warden or your Royal Champion. They've got different priorities. The Royal Champion is going to be saved for the back end, so if you use her with the Sui hero, you're going to probably get nothing, and your Royal Champion is just going to die. But not only that, you do not want to use a Grand Warden. Obvious reasons. You're sending him in with the Super Dragons, not with your heroes. You want to make sure that you're funneling the other side as well with something like a Yeti or Baby Dragon. It can be up to you to kind of help create a little bit of a funnel. So that way you've got a very easy lane to move your Super Dragons in. Now, of course, you can also bring in Lightning if you want to remove a sweeper that was pointed in the direction of you sending in your Super Dragons. Overall, you should have had your funnel set. It can go into the base. The only thing you really need to worry about is a tornado trap if you're bringing in the battle blimp. You do want to use a Grand Warden ability if you are using the blimp away from the town hall, so it can soak up traps and make sure it doesn't pop as easily, but also to protect your Super Dragons from being taken down. One of the stronger opportunities to remove the town hall is going to be via a super minion clone. This is something that you guys have probably seen the pros use, using a clone, rage, and then invisibility on the super minions. This is enough to remove a larger area of the base, removing the town hall and other structures around there, which makes it fairly easy. Now, while the attacker only has about 2 Super Dragons here, the key of finishing off the base with this army is going to be the Royal Champion. This is why I mentioned don't use her at the beginning. You want to save her so she can clear through other structures, to where you can use her Seeking Shield ability and the free spells to remove the Scatter Shot, and other defenses are going to play a big factor. But you should be able to get a really simple 3-star with the use of the Super Dragons. Well, Super Dragons are good, the Dragon Riders are still incredibly strong, and the Queen Charge Dragon Riders is no exception. Pretty much, it's a really simple army. I have a ton of experience with this, and it's super simple. All you want to do is create one side of the funnel, get some good pathing, and also expand on that with something like your RC and King, so you can then send in your Dragon Riders through the base. That's how you want to think about it. So pretty much, you want to start by funneling. This can be done with Baby Dragon, Sneaky Goblin, Yeti, you name it. But you want to make sure that you've got your Queen going in one direction, and you can have your King doing whatever else. So you can have your King go in for something like the Eagle Artillery, while your Queen Charge goes in towards the Town Hall, removing some key buildings and removing the CC, of course. You want to make sure that what you're able to do is, if you are going to be going in a further distance away from the Town Hall, you may want to consider the Log Launcher. Of course, there are other siege machines like the Flame Flinger, Stone Slammer, and Battle Blimp that you can use, but it's very situational. The King, RC, and Grand Warden can all be used to remove something like the Eagle Artillery. Makes it really simple for you as you work yourself in, and it keeps them alive and gets them more value. Your Queen Charge, you should be able to know that you are guaranteed to remove the Town Hall. If the Town Hall's a bit closer, it might be a little bit easier, but once you know that your Queen will be able to remove the Town Hall, you should start your Dragon Riders. This is why it's such a strong army, because realistically, you've gutted a ton of the base with the Queen Charge and the Sui hero. This is where everything can merge together and start working themselves in, where you can use the free spells to support them, but they realistically do not need spells to be good. They honestly are one of the only troops in the game that don't necessarily need spells to be super effective. They can easily work themselves through the base with nothing. Now, one of the biggest things that you will often fail with an attack like this is not having cleanup. This is where having things like minions or even wizards can actually be really, really good to make sure that you are getting the 3-star. All it really takes is not bringing any cleanup to get a time fail, and no one likes a time fail. This is why you often time fail, but it's why this army is incredibly effective and why it is such a strong army and why I would recommend it to you guys. Now, of course, Blizzard Lalo is definitely one of the strongest options, and it's also an option that I would recommend here in 2022. You want to start with a Battle Blimp and a Lava Hound. The Lava Hound tanks for your Blimp. You don't want a Blimp fail and you end up missing what you want to remove. This is mainly going to be luring out the enemy CC and then getting rid of value. This can be an enemy queen, etc. But you want to make sure that you are able to remove high damage value. This can be anything from something like a air defense, it can be an inferno, scatter shot, you name it, as long as you are able to remove it. If you can remove the enemy CC with the use of this blizzard, then you don't need to bring in any of the poison spells. So you're a little bit easier in terms of that. And of course, if you deal with the enemy queen with it, then all you have to worry about is the royal champion. This is really simple because you've created a little part of the funnel in terms of the core of the base, making it much more donut shape, where you can use your Sui hero to get more value. In this case, you want to create the funnel on one side with the baby dragon and let your heroes work themselves in for the town hall. Now, this is one of those common box bases that you've seen in the World Championships in 2021. These are really easy nowadays because it's often pretty easy to how to beat them. Overall, it's not super difficult because it's easy to get to the town hall and get value from the other side where you can remove the enemy CC with your blizzard and then allowing your Sui hero to work themselves in. You even have your royal champion that can get some value via her Seeking Shield and using any of the spells that you have. What you're doing with this is just trying to create funneling and pathing for the Lavaloon portion. This is where you're going to be using a Lava Hound, and you want to send a good group to go in for it. Even if the Lava Hound flies across, you want to make sure that you're using the Lava Hound as an ability to clear traps, but not only that, but you also make sure you have tankage as you send balloons in. You want them to merge together. Now, while you're sending everything in, if you still have something like an enemy royal champion, I would highly recommend using headhunters. Have a Grand Warren ability over them if possible, but this will guarantee you to remove the enemy RC. Having a Grand Warren ability over the balloons is going to be incredibly helpful since you're not going in for the town hall, so you don't need to worry about that. But the haste spells being used to get the balloons closer to key objectives. Stuff like the wizard towers, scatters, infernos, and air defenses are all examples of buildings that you need to worry about. Can't just let the balloons take those hits. Let them get to the buildings. They may take a couple hits, but they'll remove it with no problem whatsoever. Just make sure that you are cleaning up with the minions, very similar to what I said with the Dragon Riders, and you will be able to get a very simple 3-star. It may be daunting at first, but you will be able to get this done more consistently once you start to understand it. Hopefully this video gives you more insight into how strong these armies are and how you can use them for more 3-stars. Consider subscribing and ringing the bell if you want to see more high quality content like this. Consider using my creator code CORRUPT, before you purchase any special offers in the shop. Also, consider checking out my previous video right here, all on the newest challenge. And of course, you may want to check out my Town Hall 13 playlist if you are a Town Hall 13 here watching this video. I'll be catching you in the next video. CorruptYT, signing out.